Hello, students, and welcome to Indian Economy class. Today, under Unit 1, Development Experience 1947 till 1990 and Economic Reforms since 1991, Chapter 2, Indian Economy starting from 1950 till 1990. We will cover another topic, that is merits and demerits of capitalist economy. So let's get started. Now let's come to the advantages or merits of this economic system or capitalist economy. So the first one over here is promote self interest. Definitely self interest, we have already talked about. Capitalist economy give more focus to the self interest. Self interest means when you think only about yourself, you're not thinking about the welfare of the society. So what is your being a business? If you are going to enter in the market, you want to establish a business, what will be your basic motive? Definitely to earn profit. You are not going to do any social work over there, right? That is another thing. If you are working for any NGO, so we are excluding this case. We are talking about any business where you employ the money. So definitely your basic, you can say it as motive, will be to earn profit. So that is the first point. Second, which ultimately comes from the first point only, when I will think about my own self interest, and that is profit making. So yes, I am doing any business for the profit maximization. Yes. Now GDP growth is accumulated. Now we all know that what GDP is, gross domestic product, which tells us about the growth of the economy, right? How much the economy is growing. So definitely if every individual is earning profit, then definitely the profit will be maximized, and yes, the growth of the economy will also rise. So GDP will grow. Now economic freedom, what is this economic freedom? Economic freedom means everyone enjoys the economic freedom, as one can spend one's income according to one's wish. It means that you as an individual, you can spend the money according to your own wish, you can earn the money also according to your wish. So there's no such kind of restrictions. Even if you are a producer, you can compete, and you have the freedom to compete, you have the freedom to invent new kind of the business and trade, and you can participate in it. So there is no such kind of restrictions as far as economic freedom is concerned. Now next, variety of goods and services. Now large variety of goods and services I would like to refer here. We are talking about large variety of goods and services. So why large variety of goods and services? Because see, every producer is going to give attention to whom? Goods and services are produced on the basis of whom? Definitely basis of consumers taste and preferences only. So if we are going to study the market, we are going to study the consumers taste and preferences. So definitely the variety of the goods and services will be large, because every consumer have the different kind of need for the goods and services. As I said already, unlimited wants we have. So definitely the large variety of goods and services will be available in the market. Next one is, we have is, in capitalism there is no need of inducement or punishment for good and bad production. See, now you need to understand here that this is very important point. In capitalist economy, you do not have to punish anyone for doing something wrong. Now you might be thinking ki how this is kind of economic system, what kind of economic system it is. Yes, government is also not having any interference, then how the punishment will be given to them? So just listen it very carefully. As it is capitalist economy, definitely you must have capital to employ in the business. If you are working, you can say it as faithfully in the economy, right? So definitely you will grow and you can have more and maximum profit. But if you are doing something bad, do you really think that the customers or the king of the market is going to support you? They're going to purchase your product? No. So ultimately nobody is going to punish you, but you will get the punishment because people will stop using your product, and then your production will also decline, right? So that is the thing. So there is no such kind of special kind of punishment is required over here in this particular economic system. So next we have is now optimum use of resources and efficient producer. So we are talking about optimum means maximum utilization of the resources. So let's see how we can say it as the optimum use of resources happening in the capitalist economy and the producers are efficient. See, without the purpose of maximizing the profit and uh, and if we are talking about any capitalist economy, it is impossible. See, everybody in this economic system is working for the profit maximization. So, as far as the optimum utilization of the resources is concerned, so you are going to use it in such a manner that there should not be any kind of the wastage. You will utilize it properly and on the basis of customers' demand so that you can have maximum profit, right? And this economic system, this capitalist economic system also encourages the producers towards taking more and more risk and become more innovative in order to provide best quality of the product. So this generates their efficiency also. This actually upgrade their efficiency level 2 in order to produce good quality product. Fine. Next one is higher standard of living. Definitely, if you are earning more, your standard of living is also going to be good. Incentives to efficient. Definitely, if you're working hard, if you are doing your work in a good way, so you will get the incentives. Like for example, if workers are working very good in the organizations, so what is the you can say it as the responsibility of the owner is to give them rewards in term of cash or in some other kind of the things, right, in order to appreciate them for their good ability. And this appreciation can be given in terms of cash according to their ability also. So this is a kind of motivation which gives them a kind of force or a push that they should work more and good work for their owners. Now last point is for the merit is new inventions. So definitely this capitalist economy has given you can say it as push to the new inventions, because in this economy, in order to survive in any competitive environment and as an entrepreneurs to look out for the best ideas to be applied to the production, right? So as being an entrepreneur, definitely I will be looking for good and more good ideas so that I can survive in the market in a better way and can compete with others. So that for that I need to be innovative, for that I need to be creative. And if I'm very innovative, if I'm very creative, if I'm an innovator, so definitely I'm going to enjoy more benefits, right? So I hope it is clear as far as you can say it as merits of capitalist economy is concerned. Now let's move on to the demerits of capitalist economy. So first one is ignore collective interest. See, first point of merit we have seen that it was giving you can say it as promotion to self interest. So definitely if you are thinking about the self interest, so it's opposite as a demerit will be what you are neglecting the welfare of the society. So collective interest you are not at all thinking about. Next point is only those goods produced which yield highest profit. So definitely this is capitalist economy. You want to create more capital, you want to earn more and maximum profit. So definitely in this market what happens is people used to produce only those kind of the goods which can give them higher profit. Next, and those goods were not at all produced, those poor goods were not, cheap goods were not being produced, which can give them less profit. So they were producing more and more profit generating products only. Then growth without social justice. Yes, definitely because of the profit maximization of every individual in the capitalist economy, definitely the GDP was growing and economy was also growing, but there was no social justice or social welfare because these capitalist uh, entrepreneurs or the individuals, they were neglecting the social interest of the society. Labor exploitation. Definitely the main defect of this economic system is the labor exploitation, because they were getting very less wages in comparison to the working hours and in comparison to the work they provided in the business, right? So which is not sufficient even for their normal livelihood. So you can say that labor exploitation was very much in case of capitalist economy. Then another drawback of it is the class struggle. Class struggle is, we are talking about two classes, especially the rich class and the poor class. So definitely which class is going to suffer more? This class. The poor were becoming more poor and the richer were becoming more rich. So I should say it in a very short way that they were getting the lion's share. Lion's share means maximum amount of the income and the resources were controlled by capitalist individuals. Those who are having more money were controlled by the upper section or by the rich people of the society. While the other, those who were the poor, they were remain deprived of the basic amenities of the life too. Basic amenities means basic, you can say it as need of their daily life was also not being fulfilled. Why? Because the lion's share was with rich people. They were having the maximum income also, they were having the maximum resources also, and remains poor, the poor was poor only, they were not even able to fulfill their daily needs. Now next we have is wasteful competition. Definitely a lot of the money is spent on advertisement. If you're producing any goods and service and you have a money to produce also, so definitely you will popularize your good too. So a lot of money used to be wasted on advertisement, publicity, so that they can push up the sale of the commodity, and its burden is ultimately borne by the poor consumers in the form of increased prices. So when any producer, they advertise more for their goods and services, so ultimately the charges of those advertisement and the publicity, they add to their goods, and in this way the goods becomes very expensive. So ultimately the poorer were in a very great trouble. Now, threat of overproduction. Definitely, the production made on the large scale, because when you study the demands or the market, then you produce the goods and services. And just imagine your produced goods are no longer in the demand of the consumers, and the consumers are not going to demand for your product. So definitely, what will happen? Now, can you change this entire large production in your short period of time? No. So this fear always used to be in the producers, that if their production becomes obsolete, then in such cases they cannot shift or change or can mold their entire production in a very short period. So that is the fear of overproduction. They used to be very scared of producing more, but what to do? They have to produce for the economic system, for the country's requirement. Now next one is economic fluctuations. Yes, definitely there were a lot of fluctuations in terms of the economy, in terms of just see the example of any commodity. So as they were able to decide the price of the commodity on their own basis, so you can understand that everybody is having different price for the commodity. So there was economic fluctuations, nothing was stable at that time. Unbalanced growth. So definitely the growth was taking place, but the balanced growth was not there. Then monopoly practice. So as far as, if I will talk about monopoly practice, so definitely this system, this capitalist economic system has criticized because of monopoly activities. So this capitalist economy was criticized by the economic leaders because of its monopoly practices or monopoly features. That is the reason capitalist economy was not that much popular. Okay, so I hope you have understood about the drawbacks of capitalist economy. Now let's see today's uh, framework of capitalist economy. So capitalism in today's world is pure capitalism is not seen in the world nowadays. So if you're talking about in today's world, right? So there's very rarely you'll find the capitalist economy, and that is also pure capitalism is not at all there in any of the places you can find out. nowadays, right? But yes, there are still some countries who are following capitalist economy with some changes, like USA, UK, France, Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, Austria, etc. Right. So these are some examples of the countries those who are still using capitalism, but not pure capitalism, which with some changes in the system, and are known as capitalistic countries with active role of their respective government in the economic government sorry development. So as far as the development is being concerned, so definitely as I said na, they are these countries are using definitely capitalism economy, but with some changes. So you can see this very clearly here, the role active role of the government is also over there in this capitalist economy. So they have given the changes, because what we have studied about the capitalist economy is there more focus is given to the individual and there was no government interference. So here they have added one feature over here, that the government can also interfere in this economic system, and then these countries are using it. So I hope this is also clear. Now we are at the end of this video and we are having some questions. So first question is, how resources are utilized in an economy? First questions, in what way you can utilize it. Second is, what do you understand by the term production? Now one thing is very important. If suppose somebody asks you what is production, if suppose the question comes in the in your examination, that what is production, so it's very simple. In very simple word I will tell you, this is I and this is O. I means input. O means output. So the process of converting input into output is called production. Is it simple? Simple to explain? Yes, very good. So process of converting input into output is called as production. Very easy definition. Now coming to the next, that is third question. What is capitalist economy, and explain its features? So you just only have to explain what is capitalist economy and its features too. Fourth question is, what are the merits and demerits of capitalist economy? You have to give the detailed explanation. Just don't write just only the points. You have to give the explanation of it, right? So you have to explain what are the merits and demerits of it and detailed explanation of it. Then fifth question is, explain the capitalism in today's world with examples. So you have to explain that, is there capitalism being used in some countries as their economic system? If yes, then give the examples of it and how it is being used. Is it being used as a pure capitalism or some changes are being done? Last question is, how many supply factors are working in an economy? Name them. So you have to tell about how many supply networks are there in any economic system or in any nation's economy. You have to just give the name of it. So I hope it is being clear with you. Now, thank you so much for watching it, and I'm signing off. Thank you so much.